All right, good morning, everybody. It is officially hump day. How we doing? How we feeling? I got a lot of activity going on my mic. I don't know what that's all about. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Start out with this quote, the quote of the day. All right, and for today's quote, we have life has no limitations except the ones you make. All right, so I think that's a good quote for all the information that I've seen recently about, from traders, from from traders, putting out, giving advice to other people that are full of limitations. We got to remember that there are no limitations. So whatever, if you see something that looks good to you and it resonates with, it resonates with you, it resonates with your inner self, then go ahead and, go with it. All right. That is the quote of the day. All right, so on the calendar today, we have building permits, and this is not the one that I put out earlier. Let me fact check that because something is different from what I put out earlier. Could be my phone, because I did it from my phone, so it acts weird. So a lot, technology has been kind of weird this in the later part of this year. Okay, so that is the correct information. So my phone lied to me. All right, so yeah, on the economic calendar this morning, we have building permits and crude oil inventories. And tomorrow we have initial jobless claims in the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, as well as existing home sales. That's what happened. I picked the wrong date, so that's on me. I was sleeping when I did it. It's all good. And to Friday, we don't have anything. All right, so for the power range, NQ future sessions power range, we the high was 11,986 and a half with a low of 11,962. At the time of this posting, we were trading neutral. We were trading sideways pretty much. That has changed as of right now, so we'll get into that in a minute. But at that time, we were up 0.18% with a volume of 69K and 278.91 for the average true range. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the charts. All right, you see we have a kind of a dip into the Asian, like towards the end of the Asian session, going into the European session. Had some buying coming in during the Euro session, and now we're selling back off into. So overall we're still sideways. So we were trading sideways, and we had an attempt to push higher going into today's New York session pre-market, and now we're trading back down to those overnight supports. All right, so that is the NQ future sessions power range report. Overall, I'm sideways to bullish. However, that can change. I definitely see potential to trade shorter. So just gonna be ready for anything. Just gonna stick to the rules of my strategy, and then we'll be all right. I really need a mixer. It's the musician in me don't like to just cut the music off. I want to be able to fade in between songs. Like even bringing that song in, that was like way too abrupt. Let me correct my mistake from earlier. Well, I got a little bit of time. Perfect timing. Now's a good time for me to take my pre-market snapshot. I get to see a little behind the scenes. That's the benefit of tuning in to the sound of bell. So if I zoom out to the 4 hour, we have, I'm looking at support. Let's see, let's just call it at the 937 level. That's a range. So that's like the medium of that range. Medium, that's an IT word. But yeah. Got a little coffee this morning. I didn't go to Panera Bread. They were giving out coffee downstairs when I took my wife to work. So I would definitely take free. I'm all about the free 99. You know, when it makes sense. I'm not going to take free garbage with this regular black coffee. I'm not typically a big coffee drinker, but from time to time, I drink a little coffee. They were giving out, you know, some breakfast also, but, you know, typical American, you know, breakfast that's not the healthiest stuff in the world. See, I'm very conscious about what I put in my body, so. But definitely, you know, grateful for their gesture. So right now, the bears have control of the market, from my perspective, but we do have some support. And it could go in either direction. We just had a trade into resistance, and now we're seeing a rejection from that. Sellers are trying to push the market lower. What's going on, Wes? A little battle zone at the open of today's market, if I can talk. A little indecision there. So we're in a small battle zone right now, but the bears are definitely, making an effort to push the market lower, or push price lower. Let me switch over and look at the hourly over here. I see a lot of support that the sellers will have to, fight against. Way too many to try to call out. It'll sound like an auction if I tried to call out all the the areas of support that I see. Just looking at the hourly, it's very noisy down here. That's why we're seeing the pushback from a lot of buyers. I got session low at 917 or 9. We just call it 917 even. Get my warning down there. Actually, let me do it like this.
Order submitted.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this long.
Order filled.
Just try to, ride the momentum, but I'm gonna have some protection in preparation for a pullback.
Order submitted.
And I'm not gonna be greedy. Let me not forget about my stop loss. Gotta adjust that. What I say the session low was 917. Alright. So I definitely like that candlestick pair there. Even though I don't, we got there's a lot of indecision in this 936 candle. Start giving them free advertisement.
Target filled. If price continues to climb, I can see it happening. I don't think it's gonna, happen with a lot of momentum. We got a lot of, fight in both directions with, out of this range here. Even within this range. So we are definitely in a battle zone. As of course we can see, I'm choosing the bullish side of it.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Preparing for the pullback.
Order filled.
Looking for a bounce if we do pull back. Dropping the average price. And I'm not going to be super patient with the average price. I'll take just a few ticks if we trade higher.
Order filled.
Right. Just because, you know, I'm not a fan of trading within the battle zone, I went ahead and just took the profits on that one. It looks like we're going to keep pushing higher, but I don't even want to play with it today. Yesterday I traded, you know, a little. Well, I traded way outside of my normal trade window, and I played. It was within a was at the top of the battle range. So because of the timing that I got in the trade, I kind of did the same thing where once I got into profit off of the the pullback, it gave me a better average price, and once I got into profit, I just took the profits. But later on, it was after I looked back at the chart, what I'm saying, it traded, much more in my direction. But at the end of the day, green is green, and I had already broke my rule anyway to trading outside of my window. So it's just something to be that I'm only saying it to be aware of, for awareness purposes, if that makes sense. I don't know, I can't get my words to match my thoughts. I kill my price by jumping in too soon. Yeah, I used to do that all the time. So that's why, I kind of adjusted my strategy to where I don't necessarily have to worry about timing, because timing definitely killed me before. So now it's just, I just need to get the only thing that I'm worrying about is getting the direction right to a certain degree. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I completely took timing out of the equation for my strategy. Yep. I just broke a rule too. Didn't get out at VWAP being greedy. Yep, that's part of the process. This coffee got my mouth dry. I think that's two of the biggest challenges of a trader: patience and greed. Also discipline. I'm completely guilty of all of those. Yeah, but I can completely relate to all of that, Wes. Even sometimes now, I still kind of struggle with the anxious side of it. But then what I would do is just zoom out and make sure that I just check my awareness to make sure that I'm aware of what's going on, and check with the reasons of why I got into the trade, and if that still lines up, and if what I'm reacting to still makes sense. And then the challenging part of that, if I find out that I made a big mistake, then it's determining when to cut it off and just take the, because what happened is, what I have done in the past is when I realized I made a mistake, it's almost like I didn't want to accept the mistake, so I just held on to the trade and dug the hole even deeper for myself. It's one of them things you got to realize when, well, I have to realize when I make the mistake, how quickly can I cut it off and just, you know, because the overall goal is to be here to trade again tomorrow. You know, we're definitely going to make mistakes, so we got to be able to cut those mistakes, you know, cut those losses quick, and then just be ready for the next win. I started in 2012. I still get that feeling. I helped it by looking at slower charts. Yep. And I've seen traders that's been doing this for like decades, and sometimes they still get caught up in the emotions. And they get caught up in, you know, it's just a part of being a human. I heard a quote or something yesterday. I'm gonna paraphrase it, because if I try to repeat it, you know, exactly, I'm gonna butcher it. But basically, what they were saying was, it's not it was a quote about fear. The thing is not about not being afraid, but it is seeing the fear and having the courage to face the fear or to move forward through the fear. And we got a lot of momentum to the short side coming in right now. So I'm definitely glad I took the profit earlier, because the bears just took all of that out. I'm looking at this short, but it's too close to the low of the today's session low, which is right here. I marked it off in this kind of like a zone. And we're kind of still within in this battle zone. So I'm just gonna watch this one. I'm not gonna take this one. Been short since 9 p.m. last night. Yeah, I do like that. I do. Overall, I see them. You know, definitely see today having a sell-off. Let me change it back over to the other window. Alright, so as expected, we are bouncing at 917. We attempted, we broke it. For about almost 4 points. And now, of course, as expected, we had some buyers sitting down there at the session low, or the previous session low, attempting to push the market higher. I think I'm going to start loading again for another drop. I do like the momentum to the short side. This move that we are in now, from my perspective, is part of the exchange that took place during yesterday's session. It triggered me to use my second account. I see further downside. Yep, likewise. I definitely agree.
Order submitted.
Work, bet. Yeah, I definitely agree that we continue lower. I would like a little bit more of a pullback to give me a good price, and I'm gonna take it. And I'll take a short. And also, nah. yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the pullback, because that would be trading outside of my strategy, and I'm not gonna break that rule. I think one broken rule per week is enough for me. But I can see the pullback. I can also see it dropping, taking another dip from here. Maybe even trading sideways for a little bit. But I can see it dropping from here also. It's making that attempt to do so, and there it is. Only one layer of expansion each week. Not ready to move the quantum yet, for sure. The buy-in may not be done quite yet. That this broke the buyer holding the session support. Now how would the market respond? Alright, so I may get my pullback. Almost. Got my order at 937. If it trades higher, I will load into the position.
Order filled.
There we go. Put my stop loss up here in the safe zone.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
And where's my target? Let's do this so I can screenshot it. I
Target
didn't realize
filled.
I had this over here. So while I was doing all of that, hit my first target and already in break-even territory.
up. Order canceled.
And then break even hit. All right. So that's gonna be my last trade for the day. Not mad at all. Still got buyers sitting out here at the lows. I know traders that are avid buy the dipper, so I'm just gonna blame them for that. So far, this is shaping up to be my biggest week of the year in terms of the P&L. Really, in terms of everything. Like percentage wins. Consistency, which is the biggest one. My biggest improvement this year has been consistency, and consistency with myself, with my staying consistent to my strategy. It's been a big year of growth for me. Once I, pass this the Leeloo evaluation phase, I'm gonna do a video where I summarize the entire process since I started in Leeloo. So I'm projecting that's gonna be sometime in December. So I'm gonna go ahead and predict that. Put that out into the universe. Let the universe know, so the universe can go ahead and write it on the schedule. Let me see. Looks like we're in an area for another dip. If it trades higher, the next level I would look at would be in that 950 range. I'm about 4 days into top step 50K. Went down 300 in the first 2 weeks. Even on day 3. Yeah. Are you in the first phase of Top Step? I mean, when I tried Top Step, I got close to passing the first phase of the combine, and then the market went insane. I wasn't, ready for it, and I started moving backwards, and then I kind of, I gave up after that. But I'm not gonna blame Top Step or the market. I wasn't ready for it at that time. There was a lot going on at that time, so for me personally. I had way too many outside interferences. Oh yeah. I think I heard that Sierra fixed their issues with Rhythmic. I've been meaning to look that up or try it out. I'm going to do the rest of my screenshots for the journal. Nope. Oh yeah, you put that in a room. That's right. That's what happened. This looks like it's shaping up, you know, like it was yesterday. Where the market, you know, push price higher. Got a lot of bulls trapped and then just dumped on them. I still see the sentiment as being bearish. Bigger picture, I see the sentiment as being neutral. So, like overall, I can see the market, you know, slowly grinding higher, or just, you know, hanging out sideways for a while. Bearish trend line from the last three-day candles hasn't been broken yet. Yep, true. I can see that. Seeing all three markets, they're all basically sideways. Russell is trying to push higher, RTY. I believe this is a 48 EMA where it's finding some support at. Had a little attempt to break down into some support, price structure report, the support. Nice little rubber band move here. What is this, a 30-minute? This is a 30-minute chart. But overall, in all the markets, it's bullish to neutral. Alright, so with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close up the shop for the day. Definitely appreciate y'all for coming through, trading with me, chopping it up with me. Good trades out there. Hope y'all have a good rest of the day, rest of the week, and I'll holler at y'all later. Trade it easy.